Hi everyone, this is Professor Hacker, and this very brief video is going to cover just a little run through our Blackboard shell so you can familiarize yourself with the main elements. If you've never had a Blackboard course before, this will definitely be helpful. And those of you that have had other online courses, my class may be structured a little differently than those you've had before. So I just want to make sure that you know where all the important items are. Also, I'll have you know that this is my second take on recording this video. The first one was 14.5 minutes long, and I decided you guys probably didn't want to listen to me for 14.5 minutes going through Blackboard. So I'm going to be very, very brief in this. All right, the first thing you're going to see when you open up our shell is a syllabus and course schedule. I'm still revising this, so that is why this says Fall 2016. But this is your default page that you open to each time you come in. On the left-hand side is your links to different sections of the course. For example, this is where you go to see your grades, and here is Blackboard email. So we're going to take a quick look at that. Remember that you will only be using Blackboard email in this class. Any emails sent to my UHCL email will not be acknowledged. We have to keep all of our communication in this shell. In here, you can see you have an inbox, an outbox, and also Create Message tab up here to the left. This is going to look like pretty much every other email that you've used. The difference is all of our course users are loaded into the recipients list automatically. So if we click 2, you're going to see here's the names of all of your classmates. I'm in there as well. When you want to send an email to someone, for example, myself, who you will probably be emailing frequently, you're going to click on that person's name, and then you're going to hit this top arrow to move them over to the recipients column. If you change your mind, you hit the bottom arrow, and it takes that person back. So let's bring them back to recipients. You're going to fill out your subject line. Very, very important to me. I don't want any of those to be left empty or ambiguous. Fill out the body of the email and submit. All right, directly under those links, we're going to find the main content of the course. This is going to be our weekly modules, our essay submissions, and handouts. Goodness, excuse me. I'm not going to redo this video, though, so y'all are going to have to put up with my sneeze. Sorry about that. Handouts, reading assignments and presentations, and quizzes. Our learning modules, this is where you find your schedule of assignments for the week. Remember in the syllabus, I said the syllabus was tentative. This is where you will see your final to-do list, basically. So here is a list of what you'll be doing in week 1. I know it looks very long, looks like a lot of work, but keep in mind that some of these things are very brief assignments. For example, in week 2, you're going to watch a video on the journals, and it's about 4.5 minutes long. This will also include reminders to any work that's due to be turned in, specifically your essays for that week. And as always, if you have questions about that, let me know. But again, very important to understand, this is where your final assignments and course schedule are posted. Do not rely on the syllabus. All right, so under essay submissions, this is where you're going to find both the assignment sheets and the Dropbox. Now, for those of you that have not had an online course before, the Dropbox is where you turn in assignments. So I'm going to show you in this Dropbox. It asks you to attach the file. So anything that you submit in, your essays, you're not going to type them down here. You're going to put them in Microsoft Word and attach them. If you have comments for me, you can fill them in here and then come down to submit. And you also access the assignment sheets. So for example, here's the assignment sheet for Essay 1. Now on my computer, it sends it to a download folder. I'm not sure what it'll do for you. This is a new computer for me, a Mac, which I haven't used for about 15 to 20 years, and they've changed a little bit in 15 to 20 years. All right, so here's an example. This actually is your Essay 1 assignment sheet. And what I try to do on your assignment sheets is always put the due date and the assigned date immediately at the top. And then the next thing that people want to know is how long does this paper have to be? So all of that you should see right away. I usually give you a little description or the purpose of the assignment. And then you have the actual prompt. And just like your weekly details in your modules, I try to make it a numbered list so that when you're finished writing, you can go back and look at that list to make sure that you've done everything you need to do. All right, so we're going to close that out, get back to our shell. Okay, down here with handouts, reading assignments, and presentations, this is where you're going to find PDF files, web links, PowerPoint presentations, handouts, etc. What I'm working on right now is organizing these by week 1, week 2, etc. This is actually the first semester I've done that. I usually just have them all listed. I think this will be a little more organized for y'all. But essentially, it's going to give you a link to each of those items. Again, sometimes there are different types of files, but this is where you're going to come to get all of your outside readings, which we will have quite a few of this semester. All right, down here is quizzes. Right now, there's only one quiz available for you, and that's the online grammar assessment. And this one is actually a link to a website, which is a little unusual. Most of our quizzes are regular Blackboard quizzes. But keep in mind that you have a window of time to complete your quizzes, and that window says like midnight on the day it's due. However, if you start the quiz at 2 minutes before midnight, it's going to either kick you out after midnight, or when you submit it, it's going to let me know it was submitted late. So don't plan on waiting until the last minute to do that, because it could, if it comes in late, obviously it's not going to be graded. All right, we've got class discussion boards down here, and those are going to also be labeled by week, and the prompt for the discussion is going to be listed here. When you click on the link, it takes you to the actual discussion board. This one is on our introductions and academic history. You can see that I've already posted mine as a sample. You can click on those to read and hit reply to respond. Most weeks you will be responding to a minimum of 3 classmates. Okay, and finally this last chunk down here, information and support. We've got things like Blackboard technical support, the Purdue OWL, which you should be using frequently in class, a link to the Writing Center, some other important sources. So always come here if you've got some questions. A lot of those questions can be answered through those support links. All right, so we're going to come back to the main page, and I think we covered most everything there. You're going to want to go in and nose around on your own, obviously, but those are the major elements we'll be using. If you find that you have trouble accessing any of these items, you need to let me know as soon as possible. All right, that's all for this video. I think it turned out far less than 14 minutes.